Hey, what's going on, YouTube? I've got a lot of questions about where support lines are and where I should buy back in and all this and that. So I'm just going to do a little video, but so you guys know, I'm not going to be, well, I can't um, really give stock advice, right? So all I'm saying is just look at the charts, find your support and resistance lines, and quite generally, um, sell into resistance and buy into support. And so let's look at some of these. Now gold has already met a big move, and here's the monthly on gold. Came up to our trend change indicator, which is my 34 SMA, and it popped it. It opened up into the month of March. So what I'm guessing in the next month, we could either one of two things. Basically, we want to stay above last month's close. So, so this would be on gold, looking at a monthly chart, buying into support, which is our previous month's high. Now we go to the daily, and we already know that this pennant has broken out. It broke out, came back to support. Again, buy into support, sell into resistance. I think in the next week we can easily see 13. In the next month, I think we could see 14 by the end of March. It's quite possible. This thing is very bullish, but never feel bad that you sold too early, because you are a winner any way you look at it. It's better to hold what you made, and you're the winner. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. So don't feel bad if you sold out. What you need to do is buy back in on previous high breaks, or buy back in into support. That's all there is to it. On a daily, my support is the EMA 8. So whether your tolerance level is wherever it is, you can either use the 8 on a daily or the 13 on a daily. Any breaks below those two lines and a close on a daily, and then an open breaking previous lows, or breaking. Okay, so wait. Say that the price came all the way down to the 8 on Monday. Okay. What if the next day it opened on Tuesday and opened down? Well, you can draw yourself a little pattern, and you can see that the lines are my supports. So here's my support, here, light support, here's heavy support, and here's the last line of defense. So if it breaks below this point, then you know you're done. If you break this previous low, then you know you're done. But say that we open up and we stay above 1260 the whole week. Maybe it does a sideways consolidation. That's, say we open up above 1260 on Monday. That's my support. I don't want to break. But then, so if you buy, it's any number of ways you can look at it. I mean, there's no right way or wrong way. It's a matter of what you're working with. So in my opinion, 1260 is the next line of support. If we stay above 1260 next week, we then move above 1267, which is the previous high, then that's our support. If it gets above 1268, it's likely that we're still in a bullish run. The price will follow this extension bar, and it's likely we'll break 1280. but nonetheless, it could stay between 1280 and 1260 for another week. It just doesn't. There's no right answer. It's your tolerance level. It's, you know, you could be desperate, or you could be panicking. You could be full of anxiety that day and just make all sorts of bad choices. There's no right way. So it's a really hard question, and that's why I want to stay away from it. But just buy. Always remember, buy into support and sell into resistance. Come Monday morning, if it opens up, it might be a good spot to buy because we broke out of this pattern, and now this pattern is our support. And then if you want to wait and you want to make sure that it is going to go up for the week, you buy at the previous high breaks. So that's the way I do it. I'm sure a lot of people would not do it the same. But the point is, on gold, this thing has gone up, consolidated, and now it's breaking again. It's broken a high flying pennant pattern on a daily. On a weekly, we have resistance at 13, and then we have resistance at 1340. So that's where you would sell. You sell into support. You don't have to sell all out, but sell profits. Make sure you take money off the table. It's always best. Scaling in and out and all this and that, but it's just a matter of who you are and what your goal is. I mean, the point of a weekly trend break is to ride it for 3 to 6 weeks. So it could even run for 6 months. You never know. But this is bullish. I mean, the angle of this reverse head and shoulders pattern breaking out is tremendously bullish. Who knows where this thing's going to go? The whole world economy is in turmoil. Everyone's looking for a place to put their money. Negative interest rates. There's going to be some panic going on, and this has just started. This is in its infancy. Some people are talking about this thing running for 10 years on a bull market. Who knows what's going to happen? But the economy's in turmoil, and it's been that way since the real estate crash. So let's move on. Silver, on the other hand, hasn't made its move yet. Nothing like gold. It's lagging, but it has the same pattern, a reverse head and shoulders, and we just got through last week, and I did a video that this is a bullish retracement. If you're not in it, I would wait for a 16 break. That's the perfect spot for this pattern to be breaking out and to take a ride. And you can buy and sell it, day trade it, but the point of swing trading is to stay in it for the long. I think an intermediate 3 to 6 months. It's just really hard to say, but everything's taken off. Everything is done what we said. Remember that 15 days in a row that came crashing down, and then I called the accumulation, the consolidation, and then the break. I was on it this whole time, and now we're completing the right shoulder on silver. The right shoulder on gold. This is the right shoulder, so a previous high break is the right shoulder break, and we broke it last week. So silver is next. So on this USLV, looks like another derivatives. You guys must be playing options. It has not moved yet. This is in its infancy. This is going to break to new highs, no problem. So what I would do, if you said you sold out, look for a retracement back to support, which is about 1250 or so, and it could go just like on silver last week. It went below there, and it met its maker, the EMA 8 on silver, right? Last week, the EMA 8 was like down here. It came all the way down, and then I did a video weekly update depending on how we open next week. So it did come down, but it met that 8 and just popped. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that 8 being pulled up as price comes down to meet it on a bullish retracement, and then that's your support. That this is the ultimate support, because you know the 34 and the 8 is right there at the same time. That's the ultimate bullish retracement. And remember I said 98 percentile statistically bullish. These are the moves I always traded. Now, I'm not a day trader. I don't go on the daily chart and try to figure out if it's going to go up or down. The weekly chart tells the story. When this breaks 16, it's likely that we'll meet previous lows in and around 18. That's how these things work. Silver has not made its move yet. This is going to be huge. This one, I don't even know where these things come from. I don't remember trading velocity shares 3 times long silver. This is going to be awesome. Apparently this is going to be 3 times as volatile as the regular silver stocks. Oh my goodness. So where are we going to go with this? Previous high breaks could lead us to 16, 17, 24 or 25. We're breaking in the previous lows. Here's the previous lows. So first stop 17, second stop 19, and then we have one here at 25, and then finally at 30. If it gets to 30, wow. But this thing is huge. I mean, it hasn't made its move yet. It has not even come close, and my monthly chart on this is not appropriate. So there we are, our last move. The highest move on a weekly is this line here, which we need to get above on a monthly. So if we break previous, if we break into previous lows and keep up the momentum, it's likely in the long run that we'll hit 30 on this thing. That's the 30, the magic of the 34 moving average. Simple moving average. So I hope that answered your question on that. It's not. I'm glad that you sold and you made some profit, but watch on this thing. Watch. I would say 1350 is your support. So you get above 1350 again. Don't hesitate to kind of scale in, and then the big break would probably be 14. That's the way I would do it. But the 8 and the 13 have not crossed on a weekly yet. This is definitely a bullish retracement. Buying into that 8, watching the pop, and if you sold out, buy into support. Wait until you break this double top here. That's what I would do. But then again, you have to go scale it down, look at the daily. That's a nasty falling star. So look for a bearish retracement even more, coming back near 12. But if this thing opens up, I mean, these falling stars in candles can break. You need confirmation. So if this opens down, then you know where it's likely that we'll hit this 12 mark. And there's a gap. So it has to fill that gap. Gaps normally fill. They don't always fill, but they normally do. But then again, here's a hammer. This falling star could be a false negative, but watch it come down, a bullish retracement. It could virtually come all the way down to 12. And then 12, if you stay above 12 for a weekly close, then you know that is the support. And then you watch the next week and you buy in if it opens up. I mean, you never know what could happen. This could be a false support line and it could fall, but it's likely at that point it would be the big boys are pulling it down as far as they can to get liftoff status. I've seen that happen a lot. PSLV, again, silver has not made its move. A $6 break is likely to see 7. It's likely. Will it do it in a week? Will it do it in a month? I don't know. But here's the previous, breaking in the previous lows. That's what will get stopped out on a weekly. And again, just like on copper, on a weekly, it would be nice to close above 7 next week on PSLV. And that's a safe physical metals stock, PSLV. I'm sure he has a gold one and I think a miners one, right? I can't remember. I haven't followed all these new issues lately. Okay, so going back to miners, GDX. Let's just take a look. Here's a weekly. So here on GDX, look at that nice hammer. So what happened is it opened up. So you got a confirmation of the bottom being knocked out with the hammer. And once we got above the 8, it popped above the 34, bringing the 8 and the 13 up with it. And here's a bullish retracement. There's a bullish retracement. And now our support on GDX is at, let's just call it 19. So is it likely that it'll come down to 19? Well, let's look on the daily. That's a reversal bar. Okay, so here, lo and behold, here's our supports. Okay. It's likely that this thing needs to breathe. It's likely it's going to come down and meet its maker. Its trend. It bounce off the trend here. You never know what's going to happen, though. I mean, this thing could just defy all logic. If it stays above 20, you're safe. If it stays below 20, then I would watch for a bullish retracement on the daily. But that's a strong move. It needs to rest. It's likely to come down to our support. First line of support is here. Last line of support is at 15, and all these lines will probably come up. So between 16 and 15. So I hope it answers your question. That's a good line of support there. Watch for previous high breaks and stay above 20. You can stay above 20. This thing might just move sideways and continue to move up. But let's see, NUGT, same thing. That's the daily candle it put in. Look for a bearish or a bullish retracement back to support. And I believe that on a weekly, our support line, major support is at 50. So can it keep going up? Well, why not? You know, I don't know. But watch previous high break at 63, and then be careful at the higher, because what's your potential? Your potential is to move into previous lows, which is at 80. So your potential on this thing is at 80, breaking in the previous lows. But if you can buy it back at 50, above this here, buying into support, it's likely that we're going to hit 80 sometime. What it does in the meantime, I have no crystal ball to that effect. But I know on a daily, the extension bar is up, and it's a long one. That extension bar is high, but it also broke out of this pattern right here. Let's see if we can find that pattern. Here's a falling star. It's likely this thing needs to breathe. Stay above 50. See if we can find that pattern. So yeah, I lost my train of thought phone call, but here's a gap. Look for support. This thing can come down on a 60-minute and hit the 58, and then what you need to do is take the 70 to 58 and do a measured move, which is approximately 50 if I'm not, I'm just doing approximates. I guess I'm a good guesstimator. So there's a previous low. Maybe come down and do a higher low on a 60-minute. That would be a good support. But look for reversal bars. That's a reversal bar. This thing's so bullish. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. But this gap is a support. But it's already filled the gap. So this gap is filled, and now it's support. So this thing could be just bouncing off support on the 60-minute now. And then we move up. Anything could happen, but here on a longer term, you got support at 54, and even on a longer term, support at 40. And even longer on a weekly, I would concentrate on staying above 52, where this gap is, as support. If it falls, could go down to 45, but then one thing that's good on this is it's so bullish. It's brought the 8 and the 13 across the 34 on a weekly, and we have this pretty steep line right here, right? That's pretty steep. So is it likely to come down back to support? Maybe. Who knows? But sooner or later it's going to have to rest, is the point of all this. Copper, same thing. Here's a 5-hour. Here's first line of support T24, which on a weekly, that's this line here. So is it likely to come back down to support after it breaks into previous lows? It did close above a weekly, so I'm guessing this thing's going to run a little bit. It's been knocked down so hard. I mean, it's unbelievable how they crashed this thing. I mean, the elasticity of this price is so oversold, unbelievably. But it's likely that we need to meet its maker here back at 2.8, which is a good run for this copper. We have resistance here at 250, and then up here at 3. previous lows, previous lows, previous lows. Just never know. But these are just lines on a chart. I'm not predicting anything. If you guys catch my drift, I'm just doing the analysis of it. Is it likely or isn't it likely? That's all it has to do. But that's about it. Just look for bullish retracements. That would be a good bullish retracement on GDX 17. Silver has not moved yet. This thing is gonna, looks like on a daily, this thing needs to come down a little bit. It looks like it wants to, but where it's gonna come down to, will support hold? I don't know. But that would be a huge bullish retracement on this thing. Yeah. 1250. 16. Watch for a 16 break on silver futures. Man, that's going to be awesome. It's going to be huge. Can't wait. I hope to get some money in the market next week. A little tidbit for you guys. I used to use this stock fetcher. It's about $9 a month. Your best value is to buy it by the quarter. I think it's $25 for 3 months. This thing is so badass. I used it every day when I traded, and I would write these little weekly chart stock fetchers. So show stocks where RSI 14 crossed above 30. There's a whole guide of things that you can use to define your search. And look, here's the T3s that I can use. Use weekly T3 or use weekly charts. Find stocks below weekly 34. Find stocks or find price above EMA 8 on a weekly. And then you find these bottom patterns. I mean, once I get my money in, I'll be using this just a slew of indicators that you could use to find what you want. And I always wrote stock fetcher weekly chart finding stuff. Just check into it. Very, very handy. You can find what you need. Say that you're, shorting the market. You can use the same thing. Can't remember if there's definition for bullish retracement. Wouldn't that be awesome? But that's about it. Thanks, guys, for donations. Remember, I want to raise $500 to get a single copper futures contract to see if I can make some money. That would be awesome. All right, guys. Thanks.